Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented to you by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Well, we got us a little rain out here yesterday for sure. Dang near the whole day it seemed like. So I spent a ton of time up at the www.thegolfpub.com for all y'all here in Central Georgia. Go check it out. Yesterday was a perfect day, and a lot of rain, so got some work done, testing out some stuff. And anyhow. But, Mother Nature trying to test us again this morning. I said, no, today is outdoor. Short game today. We are getting outside. We're going to, I always say this, we go through the conversation when we meet folk and try to find out, what are you good at? What are you bad at? What's great? What hurts? Tell me about your golf life, your game, everything. And it's usually the same kind of general story most of the time. It's getting consistent, and kind of ball goes off this way, that way, whichever one. And but for the most part, the rest of it seems to be okay. And so, boy, this goes back long. Well, this goes back to the days of one of my mentors created the Golfing Advantage at Pinehurst, and that's like their golf school basically out there. Anyways, but I can go back to that back then, but for sure 20 years ago with the challenge, the thing is, until you measure it, you don't know. You have to be able to actually quantify something like that to be able to actually determine where you're really at. So if we used a scaling, what we call a handicap, or like a scoring system, right? And we gave you a 30 or a 10 shot, we'll make math simple, 10 shots from 30 yards off the green, right? And said, okay, let's look at the proximity basically, and we'll say something like, I don't know, if you can get, 2 within, well, I think I just say 30 yards, so let's say 9 feet, something like that. It don't have to be perfect. The idea is just give it a measurable accountability that makes sense. But let's say 10 shots to 9 feet from 30 out, and you get 2. Well, you're about a 2. You're about a low end of the scale, right? So we would have to reverse this because instead of high number being bad, you know how it works. It don't matter. You can do it however you want. The point is, use the percentage. I don't care. 20%. Okay, 20% is low. 50% is decent, and 70% is good. Because that's the whole point. From 30 yards, if you've given 10 chances every month to hit a shot from there, and you only get 2 within 9 feet, and you ain't scoring. Because I know y'all ain't 1.5 or better putters, per hole, and that's the other part. What you putting, and then what your conversion ratios. Well, finding that stuff out is so important, and that's a big part of what we're going to work on today, outside of technique, of course. But after I look at a shot and look at players' attempts to hit from different positions, then it becomes, what are the options? If the stroke's good, and it isn't always, but if it is, then what are our options? How do we? There's 5 main options in short game. So how do we work through the options to determine what's the best to apply in this specific situation? And that's where it gets fun. So, but then the scoring mechanism is that's the better deliberate practice mode type setting. What are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? What's your measurability? What's your feedback? How do we know what's going on, and are you making good use of your time? Don't know unless you're actually doing something about it. So, I'm excited. Today's a good day. We're gonna get started on that. Mother Nature, how dare you? You tried, but you know what? Bye-bye. Move on out. Go to the coast. We're done with this. It's spring. It's time to get to action. So, drop gate. I don't know why they're calling it drop gate. Look, here's a simple portion, folks. You got to put aside all the crap that's out there right now with Live and PGA and all that stuff, because most people are letting that become part of the conversation, unfortunately. And so either you hate, you love, you do. The point is you're going to have a take, because you're going to say, oh, one take is, oh, look at the dumb PGA Tour rules people. Look at them just, helping their players. And, the other is going to be, it don't matter. I don't even care. Look, here's a simple version of what at least based off what I know, and there could be more information come to light. No matter what, the rules of golf are pretty simple. They're based off of a generality of situation and designing the game to be played in a fair and effective manner. In order to create a fair and effective manner, you have to understand you're still going to have situational golf. And so the base rules come into play first. And so, so the player's got a position A near a fence line. Does that come into play with the player's swing and ability and so on and so forth? And I think it was an OB. It should have been an OB fence, I believe. Anyhow, but then the second part became, I identified the ball, can make a play at it too, because they swing and hit it, no interference. But then 3, now the shot to the direction the player's going, and if they are able to say, well, my line is clearly into a man-made immovable obstruction, it doesn't matter where you are on the golf course. If a man-made immovable obstruction is in your way to the target, you get relief. I mean, you just do. So you could be 4 yards into the rough in an unusual location, and it just so happens that a tower just happens to be sitting up there near a green, just in an awkward spot, and if it's in the way, it's in the way. You get relief, period, the end. So, like it or not, fine, I don't care, but that's why the ruling basically was done the way it was done, or at least based off the evidence that I could understand and all that kind of stuff. And so all these people saying, oh, what if you win your club champion? Well, first of all, you don't get to make that ruling. Your committee is going to make the ruling. Your rules official, or me, most likely the person that was out there, is going to call in on the walkie-talkie, assess the situation, grab all the information, grab the walkie-talkie, talk to everybody else in the committee, go through it, get out the rules book, get out the decisions book, find the actual answers, present the information to the player group, period, the end. Just how it's done. At the tour level, they ain't got time for that BS, so they just flat out had got the experts out there, and the experts, they'll use the walkie-talkies too, but just to confirm. Attacking the yawns, what the hell? And so anyways, he walkie-talkied it into his group, and they said yes, and they said proceed. So that's how it goes, folks. And you can question it how you want, and that's fine, I don't care. But that's what it boils down to for the most part, again, based off the information I have. There are other things on the tour that I don't know what the hell's going on. I guess I don't even want to really honestly dive into it too much. Tiger, Rory, don't come back, I don't know, so on and so forth. Okay, maybe not. Then let's just create this, I don't even know, subcommittee. I mean, what are we turning into? Is this the United States Congress taking over? I hope not, because I don't know about you folks, but I don't feel like Washington does a whole heck of a good job. So, in general, but anyhow, I don't know what's it. I don't know. Once again, it seems like a little bit of a magic show going on. To be honest, the other side clearly has no interest in dealing. And they're making moves, and they're doing things that they feel are good, and they feel like they're making moves that are allowing them to continue on. And I'll tell you what, like it or not, I think they're going to renew player contracts here real soon. And they just signed damn, what was it? It's advertising genius guy. So a board member from Pepsi. I mean, we're talking about Super Bowl halftime shows and shit here. No BS, right? And so, I don't know. It's very. We got the PGA Championship interview now. Schedule. It's very. I can't put my finger on it perfectly, but it's odd. I'll tell you that much. So I don't know what's going on, and we're gonna find out more, as it unravels. But it sure seems like a whole lot of internal strife with what's going on at the PGA Tour right now. So who knows? We'll see if Quail Hollow finishes out. We got this Myrtle Beach new tournament classic, I guess, thing going on, and that's kind of cool. These are all somewhat close down here in the southeast. Come visit, folks. And so, anyways, I definitely want to talk about the short game, and and again, you got the way I look at most short game outside of putting. That's a whole different realm. I mean, you still got to do the measurability and all those things. Those are important. That doesn't change. But I use my 3 core drills for that, and then outside of that, we attack the mechanics on the back end. But short game, pretty simple. You chip and pitch it, and then you use your options within the chip and pitch after you assess the situation. So if we've got the core shots down, then we use our options to better define and create situations to apply. And then from there, it's knowing who you are. My custom stat sheet is part of what helps define all that. And a lot of the stat sheet, more or less, comes down to really breaking down and understanding your conversion. I mean, from 100 yards and in, from every location you might find yourself in, do you know what your conversions are? And do you know what they should be? Question of the day. I'm guessing most of you don't. So, best to find out. So, if anybody, you ready to get started with this whole thing, evaluation free, that's the first step. Got to know what's going on. Where you at, where you want to be, what do we got to do to get there? And it's free. I mean, seriously. And but it's what helps you make a decision. That's the most important part about that. From there, then we start diving in and unlocking all this stuff. So, hit me up for sure if if you want to get started. Again, anybody, and this can be anywhere. I do this via FaceTime, Zooms, whatever. We can do this lots of different ways. So, just because you ain't living down the street, don't mean we can't get down to business. All right, folks. For now, I've got it's gonna be a fun day once this rain finally moves out here. 30 minutes, then we can start getting out there and getting it dried up a little. So we're gonna go attack short game. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Friday. It is almost weekend time. I know y'all itching to play golf, but are you gonna play the golf that you want? That's the real question. And if you can't, do you know why? Better find out. So, as always, please comment. I'm not seeing much comment action going on there. Please give me some comments. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to know? Whatever. And as always, hit that, smash that like button, please. Subscribe, share, give everybody a little piece of the inside. And Twitter, at P45KDG. Email, P45knuckledowngolf@gmail.com. Hit me up anytime. Please do. Please share. Please subscribe. Hit that like. That does help a ton, and I appreciate that. And then, at the www.thegolfpub.com here in Central Georgia. That's where I partnered up. I'm working out of that location. It is the best facility for us for developing your game. To find out more, you got to hit me up, folks. Lots of ways. For now, this is Ryan Carpenter, No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Take care, folks.